Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing well. This is our 10th week, I think, with kids, our 10th week of blended learning. And I want to tell you all, I don't think it's even adequate to express how impressed and blown away I am by what you're all doing. I just can't believe how well you all have sort of picked up this heavy, heavy boulder and made it look light, which is remarkable. And our kids are doing incredible, our families, but I just want to say thank you to all of you because you're killing it. And it's not easy. I don't want you to think that in any way, shape, or form I think this is easy, because it's not. So thank you. I also, we are 10 weeks in, wanted to go over just a couple of things with you all. And again, trying to get out of my own comfort zone, figured I'd do a video that I could show you what I was talking about. And then, we'd go from there. It's not my favorite thing to be on camera, but we're all having to do it at this point. So I'm going to share my screen. Sorry, my phone is ringing. I don't know how to make it not ring. I'm going to share my screen and talk a little bit just about the teacher proficiency and effective blended learning. And so this is one of the modern teacher documents that we have. And there's 3 levels. So there's emerging, developing, and proficient. I think we all started sort of at emerging. I would say most of us are at developing or proficient at this point, which is great. There's always room for growth. But one of the things I want to focus on today are the standards being included and unpacked in kid-friendly terms. So what that is really, those are those I can statements. And so what I want to do is show you a few examples of some I can statements from your colleagues that are really built in. They're really your objectives, but they're in kid-friendly language, because we want to be able to go up to any student in your class and say, hey, what are you doing today? And have them tell us what the objective is. And when we write it in sort of standardese, when we use the language from the standard itself, sometimes it doesn't translate to kids. So I'm going to just show you a couple of examples of some I cans that are looking really good. And then I'm going to show you one other thing, and then we should be finished. So that is, so the first one is second grade math I can. And you can see here, the standards are here, and they're written in much sort of more formal language, but for the students, I can find sums using a number line and a number grid, and I can identify and sort even and odd numbers. So a second grader would be able to tell us, what are you doing today? And they would be able, using basically those words, to tell us that. So that's one example of a second grade math I can statement. Now I just have to figure out how to move this menu so that I can see the next part. Okay, the next one is, please let me click. There we go. This is a 4th grade ELA I can statement. So we're starting unit 2 of Wonders, and this is what 4th graders would be able to tell you they can do. Read an expository text and listen for facts, draw inference from the text by making connections, and find evidence in the text and identify idioms. So those are all words that 4th graders know and could explain if we ask them to. Because again, the point isn't that you put your objective on the board or in your slide deck. The point is that the kids understand what they're supposed to know, understand, to be able to do by the end of each lesson. So I think we're all doing a good job of I cans with our units, but each lesson really needs to have one as well. And we'll be looking at those throughout this year. Okay, the next one, if this menu will go away, is, this is a math at the high school. So you can see here, you've got the standards, which are written out formally, but then your I can graph a quadratic function written in standard form. And here, again, different, you've got your standards, you're adding another one here, and then I can multiply binomials using FOIL or area model. You can read it, but you can see the difference between the standards and the I cans. So if we walked into this class, this Algebra 2 class, a student would be able to tell us this, or should be able to tell us this, based on what you've written as your I can, but then also how you're teaching, which is sort of the next step. I'm going to show you two more. This one is a specialist at the elementary level. So in art, it's a 1st grade art. I can write my name and outline it with a wavy line. I can draw straight lines. I can add a different pattern in each section. So it's a first grader would be able to tell you what they'll be able to do or what they are doing in class. And then finally, an ELE playlist. So this is what we're learning. I can use key vocabulary in discussions and writings. I can use text evidence to support my responses in writing, and I can explain the differences between a drama and other types of genres. So for our special ed, for our ELE, for our Title I, this is an example sort of a itinerant type of playlist that you might use. Okay, so thank you to Sandra Alberico, Ali Cohane, Mike Loico, Lucinda McKay, Carrie Brody, Kim Palmer, and Courtney Ream, who had no idea that I was going to use theirs to demonstrate, but those were playlists that I took from their landing pages and from their playlists. One thing I noticed as I was going through, and you've heard this before, but I think I'm going to demonstrate it just to make sure you know how to do it. Still, at every school, in every grade level, at every level, you know, whether you're teaching a class or you're a specialist or whatever, I am coming across Google sites or Google Docs, Google Slides, Google whatever, that when I click on it, it says I don't have access. And you need to have all of your things marked as anyone can view. So I'm going to just show you how to do that in case you don't know. But I need everyone to go back in and make sure, or have a friend go into yours and make sure that they can get into everything. So if you have a document, I'll just do a Google Doc. And I'm going to type Mashpee is awesome. And now I want to be able to have anyone be able to see it. Right now, my privacy, hold on, let me move my little box. Right now, my privacy, it's private only to me. Oh yeah, I have to name it for sharing. Private only to me. If I want to change that, I can either go in here, hold on, let me get out of here. Go into share and add people or groups. Click on that. Hold on, no, not that. Go back into share and you can go, there's an advanced. Shoot, where is it? It's supposed to be. Anyone in Mashpee Public Schools can see it, but there's also an option. I don't know why I'm doing this wrong. Yeah. That's not what I meant to do. There's usually one that lets you pick within, but let me get rid of that. Change. And I want no one. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I went and I said anyone from Mashpee could pick it. But if I want anyone to be able to view, you can click on that, anyone with the link, and then you're done. But the other option you have, and I'll start another Google Doc just so I can show you, is there's a button on, I think, everybody's extension bar, which I'll show you is on mine. Mashpee is super awesome. Super. I can't let that go. We'll call it that. And up here, there is an extension. So this is your extension bar, but right here next to it is a little person with a little, I don't know what that is under them, but it's a rainbow person. And then when you hover over it, it says anyone can view. If you just click that, it automatically changes your document to anyone can view. They can't edit, so it's not like you're giving up control of what the document looks like, but they'll be able to view it. And every single thing you have up there needs to be able to be viewed by anyone, so that, you know, if a family member wants to go in to help a student, or there's just so many reasons why, if I want to go in and look, you know, anything you're doing that is on your playlist needs to be accessible. That's sort of the whole point of it. So, okay, so I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to just say, just a reminder. So we were looking at the I can statements for each lesson. Those were examples that we looked at. Again, we want them in kid-friendly language, and these are things that kids would then ultimately be able to say why they're there that day. What are they doing and what are they coming out with at the end of it? Any questions, please let me know. I'm going to send these videos out sort of periodically of different parts of the blended learning model. Hopefully they'll be helpful. And just reach out with anything you need. I'm here, although if you call me and I'm recording something, I'm not going to pick up. But no, you can reach out through email, give me a call anytime you want me to come in, anything you need, please let me know. But you really are doing an awesome job, so thank you. And if I don't see you before the holiday, have a wonderful few days off and stay safe. All right, thanks everybody.